It is time for the gold VOD review. So far, we've VOD reviewed 2 bronze Sombra players, 2 silver Sombra players, and now we're moving on to step 3, which is the gold. All right, so the VOD I'm gonna be watching is player name Sombrero, rank gold 3, map Oasis, and on PC. Perfect. All right. But before that, really quick, this video is sponsored by HelloFresh. I like food in-game. I cook in the real world. I don't. So I buy pre-made microwave meals and feast on a diet of snack food. It costs me my health, my wallet, and the constant repeating of me telling myself that I should be healthier. So that's where HelloFresh steps in, because in the real world, with the real World Wide Web, there's millions of different dishes to make, and if I have to pick between any of them, I end up picking none of them. On Wikipedia, it's called choice paralysis, and even here, right there on the wiki, does it say that the solution here is to join America's #1 meal kit and say hello to a delicious year void of choice paralysis through chef-crafted recipes with fresh ingredients picked and packaged for you and sent right to your door. Oh man! But that's just for dinner and lunch though. For breakfast, I still have PS, you get 1 free breakfast meal item per box while your subscription is active. Well, free breakfast? I wonder with what code? Oh! And now back to the video. Peppermint, phenomenal skin choice. Let's see what you do. What's your opening strategy here? And can we see why you would do it? Okay, you're going right side. Do you know why you're going right? You're going top right side. Okay, so this is actually a habit from old Sombra playstyle. Old Sombra playstyle relied on hacks, right? This is where you would go if you wanted to set up for a hack. Hack dive, interrupting something, but the new version of Sombra is a brawl-heavy Sombra. You want to pressure the enemy team by having the threat of death be the thing that's pushing you. Right here, you don't really have the threat of death because there's no chance you're going to hit a virus properly. So generally speaking, I would say go over here, right? From here, you hack this health pack and you can play from here. Usually there's 1 or 2 people that either go to this corner or you can even walk all the way through and then get whoever's over here, right? If you go over here, the only assumption you can make is that there's going to be people here that are diveable on their own and fragile all at the same time. It doesn't really leave a lot of room for you to do much. What are your options here? Your options here are not really all that much. Playing like this is playing for a hack, and that's for a reason, right? It's good for like a single moment. You're in a high risk, high reward spot. There's no way you're gonna get a kill, but you can reasonably get a hack. That's very true, but that's a bad habit for the new version of Sombra, because if you were on the other side, over here, you could have pressured the Cassidy and got ult charge off him, and by doing that, you would force the Ana to automatically play over here to be able to hack or heal the Cassidy at all, which just kind of forces everyone to do a whole lot more. And the only real change in like the way you view the game is that instead of playing for hack, you're playing for damage. Not even for EMP, just for damage, right? You're a threat. You're like a tracer in that way. But right here, you're still going for a high impact moment. You engage with a hack, but what did you really hack there? You're playing like you have a translocator set up on a health pack, man. What the fudge? I don't know if you're actively aware of what you're doing, but like you're doing the right thing, but I feel like it's kind of on accident. Because you're engaging with hack, you're playing for hack, but you constantly like running it down so hard that you're near being suicidal is actually making a lot of space, which is probably not the thing you were going for, because there's better ways to do it. I don't really know why you're doing the positioning that you're doing. You're not giving yourself that many options. Like the way you position is, it's good if the enemy team does exactly what you want them to, but there's no alternative ways to do anything. If you go over here and you stand over here, you can still translocate. Maybe like you hit the floor right here and then you keep walking that way. But the moment you keep walking, there's no alternative. You can't go anywhere. And then you stand, you shoot, this is fine, right? Your teammates are there. Instinctively, you need to realize that this is not somewhere where you get a kill. You can try to get a kill, and if it works out, that's good and nice and dandy, but you have to play with the assumption that you cannot be here. Yeah, the moment that you realize that the Lucia wasn't gonna die, that's when you should have dipped. That's when you should have said, uh-oh, nope, not happening. That was the break point. But playing under the assumption that everything you do will go right is making you make mistakes that in an overarching sense would have given you more value had you not done. Like that translocator, that is only done under the assumption that you will get the kill, that you do get the kill, that there's only one person there, right? I see what you were doing. You're going balls to the walls for sure, running it down. If it works, it's great. It makes you feel powerful. There has to be a medium, like at a halfway point where it's like no longer suicidal, but you can still exert value. And that's where I usually play from this mini, and then I would go over here. You're playing go big or go home. If you were over here, you have line of sight of everyone here, and you would pressure them into walking back, or they have to walk all the way through into your team when they're not ready for it. If you were over here, purely based on positioning, not even shooting, not even hacking, not even virus, you would have already had value. You're forcing your team to play on your tempo. Sombra is the one with the most amount of flexibility in tempo. When you engage, how you engage, where you engage. Sombra is the only one in the game that can do it wherever, whenever, however, and as often. Actually, maybe Doomfist can do it faster. Maybe Ball and Doomfist could probably do it faster more often. But Sombra has way more control in how they do it. Based on that, because of your possible flexibility, you should play not necessarily with your team, but through your team. So your team does something that gives you opportunity to do more. You're not playing with your team, you're using your team. That's the teamwork. But this level of tempo is like, this is your level of tempo. No one else is in your team. Oh. Honestly, not bad, not bad. You saw your Reaper. There was someone to your left. You're fine. You're zoning at the BAP. You don't need to kill him to have value with that. Oh, but now it's dangerous. They have Tracer now. You know they don't have Lamp. Yep, this is good. You re-engaged on him when you knew they didn't have Lamp. That's fine. Right here, this is you playing with your teammates' tempo. That's good. Translocating in, bad idea. The moment you started playing with your team's tempo, things worked out way better. Just notice that. Right there, what you did there, that worked because you played through your team. The teamwork came from you to them, not a mutual exchange. You have to notice how fast your team plays and then adjust your playstyle around that. Yeah, this is definitely a step up from Silver, mostly in tempo. But like fundamentally, the mistake is still the same as Silver. Although I think this is more of a mixture of you having a bad habit of wanting to prioritize hack. 1.5 seconds of ability lockout is not a lot for characters that have ability cooldowns that are in the double digits. 1.5 seconds of ability lockout means absolutely nothing to a Baptiste trying to use Lamp. So playing for hack is just not that good of an idea unless you can specifically point out why you hack someone. Your engagement with a hack, like at the start of a round, not a good idea. Okay, now you're probably gonna play on the middle high ground area. Yeah, that's not a bad play, but you didn't do it based on the reaction of the enemy team. Okay, so this is not a mistake because the enemy team has an echo. If the enemy team didn't have an echo, this would have been a bad play. Because if the enemy team had like some kind of like low ground or high ground like shooter character, like Acid or Soldier, whatever, going here, hacking this mini, and then playing with whoever your teammates would dive up top here would have been a better idea. This being a default is kind of a bad play. The way this high ground I use, at least, I use to pull apart the teams and then go for whoever's the weakest link at that point. So this right here, this limits your options directly. Your opening play is like kind of like chess. You have to kind of be safe about it, but at the same time, give yourself enough possibilities to adjust to what the enemy team did. You went here without even checking what the enemy team had, and you should definitely kind of do that, because if they didn't have an echo, this would have been a bad play. Okay? Don't do that. Why would you? A second and a half in Ramatra's, his shield is on a 13-second cooldown. His punch form is on an 8-second cooldown, on the lowest cooldown. 1.5 seconds is virtually nothing, unless you actually mean to directly stop an ability. If you engage with a hack here, like what did you do? What did that, what? You gave away your positioning. You gave away where you're gonna go with the translocator. You gave away your element of surprise with damage. You gave away the fact that you don't have hack anymore. And you didn't get anything in return. Nothing on your part was really gained by doing this. If you engaged with just virus, you could have gotten away by just like translocating behind again. Actually, and on top of all of that, of what I already said, your hack could have also been interrupted. So all of the negative points I just said, plus the fact that it could just also be completely invalidated by one person clicking you for 0.1 damage. So you're risking a lot for barely anything. And that's kind of a problem when you engage with hack. My rule of thumb for virus is if I virus someone with hacking and they die, there's a very good chance that they would have died regardless of my hack. It's nice to hack someone with the virus, but if you don't have a direct reason to hack someone into the virus, very often that person that didn't die would have not died either way. The default is not to hack someone. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh. And that's a good example. That's a good example right there. Trying to hack the Zarya. You lost the element of surprise. You got interrupted. You gained no value out of it. You didn't help anyone. All that happened was that you didn't have value. And this is what happens when you try to engage with hack as your default. All the individual moments where you hack someone and then nothing happens afterwards could have been moments where you did damage. Could have had that little bit of ult charge added to your EMP, and then you might have had an entirely extra EMP for free. Like, I see the logic behind why you would want to do it, but the pros do not outweigh the cons in the long run. You want to win the entire match, right? Not a fight, not 2 fights, not a round. You want to win the entire match. Yo, whoa, hey! Whoa! What the? Dude, whoa, chill, brother! Oh, Oh, and even when you did engage with a hack, it didn't work. Oh no. Oh no. No. Run. You are going all the way in. I'm pretty sure you actually hold up. I'm gonna restart that round, but instead from the perspective of the Reinhardt, because I'm pretty sure you're the reason why the Reinhardt went that way, did what he did, and then kind of ruined it for everyone. Your Reinhardt tried matching your tempo and positioning here. I think you might be the reason why your Reinhardt made a mistake here. Hold up, because Reinhardt always goes all the way right side. Does he check where you are? Or does he just walk straight through point? Oh, no, he just goes. Okay. Oh, okay, now he does see you. I think you gave him the confidence that he should keep walking. It's not, no, it's not your fault. Never mind. Okay, yeah, no, I guess I just don't really know how gold players play on average. In high ranked, I have never seen a team not engage over here. Now, I could go over the entire spiel that I talked about the translocator and the way you use translocator. I already covered that in the bronze video, but I feel like you should try to remove the habit of playing for hack. In your positioning, if you still use hack as your engagement tool, you know what? That's a case-by-case basis, but your positioning is the reason why you kind of play for hacks. The way I usually do it is that if I hit a virus, then that creates an opportunity for me to go in. If I miss a virus, whether they're hacked or not, I don't go in. Oh, big! Yeah! Fatty MP! Oh, good target. No one's helping her, and she's dead. Beautiful. You got the pick you needed. You have the advantage. No one's pushing you, so you're good. Yep. Break bubble if you can kill what's underneath. This is a golden rule. That's a good rule. All right, we have a gold one. Paranomical, thank you. So in the last VOD, what we watched was what we've seen from that Sombra player was that they both played under the idea that hack was the most central part of her kit, which it is no longer, and played positionally with that in mind. Right now, the central point of your character kit is virus. If you hit a virus, then you can do something. If you miss a virus, give up. Give up on the dive. So I want to see if we can see an overlap of some kind with that over here. And if not, figure out what is the overlap. Okay, you're engaging on the left. Translocator to get there faster. I like the sense of urgency. You're going for a hard flank in the first engagement. That's playing for hack. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. Oh, what? You use the cube and you get the kill. Right, so that's what I would do if I was smurfing. Hard flanking like that is not what I would do to an enemy team that I respect. You did the go big or go home, and then had the go big actually work out. That's smurfing on people. That is going big or going home, but having the virus be central to your playstyle. You're playing as if you're smurfing on them. I'm not smurfing. No, I know you're not. But like, you're playing tempo, you're engaging with virus, and you're recognizing that hacking someone isn't worth the risk. Okay, this is, oh. He doesn't drop a heal station. You got lucky. Soldier right there, I would have engaged with a hack. Because a soldier heal station does out-heal virus unless you have the soldier hacked. I don't know why you're playing like this. You're risking getting detected and killed, but really not much of an upside. Okay, so you're not doing what Theo did, but you're still playing under the premise that you have one good strategy. You're not playing to have an overarching presence in a fight. You're waiting for that one moment, that one thing you can do to win a fight. Okay, so the big issue here is that you're playing for one momentary thing of impact. Theo did that, but with hack. You do that, but with virus, right? It's still the same type of problem, but you're doing virus instead of hack. So, you know, that's better, but it's still the same issue. Positionally, you're still playing for one moment of impact. Ignore the mercy, oh. Not worth the trade-off. I wouldn't have done that. Maybe a moment of panic. Unless the mercy is rezzing someone in the middle of a fight, personally don't think it's worth EMPing before a fight to interrupt the res. Because the only thing you're doing is delaying the engagement. You're not actually winning a fight by EMPing that. Oh, yeah, nice hack. I really like your tracking, I gotta say. Your tracking for a goal is really good. Okay, you're looking for an opportunity. This is fine. But now it's taking too long, and your team is grouping up at the front line, and you're over here. Let's wait till you unstealth. Boom, right here. 4 minutes and 8 seconds. How long did it take you doing nothing to get to this 4 minutes and 8 seconds? From here on out, you ditch your team. This is where you figure your own strategy is better, and you do your own thing. 3 minutes and 29 seconds. That is a full 39 seconds of you doing nothing, kind of. Until you engage on a soldier that is not in any position to get followed up on if you don't get the kill. Right here, what I would do is I would set up for the next fight entirely with your team. Your number one strategy to win a fight is to win a fight. Your number two strategy is to be the difference in between a lose to a win, right? You're not letting your team do much here. You're not valued in your team. Right here, you're doing a whole bunch of nothing. And in the meanwhile, your team is grouping up over here. They're getting ready. Because you're doing nothing, you're existing in the back line. The enemy team isn't aware. You're not doing much. Your team is engaging at a deficit. Right here. That dude shattered a Riptide. That is baller as shit. Holy hell. Wait, hold. Wow, that was sick. Okay, whatever. Your team is not being helped here. Oh, and this is, oh, and that's where you help your team. Okay. But this entire time, you could have already engaged on that Reinhardt. When that Reinhardt pinned in there, you could have hacked that Reinhardt, actually. But you first engage on the soldier. That does nothing. So you panic, regroup to your team, and then you realize, oh yeah, I can also help my team. On one end, you can play to be the reason you win a fight by getting that crucial pick. And that is that one main strategy. That is the main character moment where if it goes right, you win it all. But you're playing in a way where that is their only option. If you don't get that pick, that entire time spent doing anything up until that one moment where you get the magic pick off is wasted, is invalid. If all of the effort that you put towards getting that pick doesn't get the pick, you don't do anything. You don't achieve anything. No value is made. So generally speaking, at the start of a fight, unless like a clear opportunity presents itself, you have to play in a way where you can choose, you can help your team, and you can go for that potential pick at the same time. And that positioning, that is how you play with the virus in mind, because you can do both. So right here, your only option was the soldier because of how hard you were flanking here. This entire time, the only thing you could have done was go for the soldier. So if I looked at exactly this, I would have said, yeah, go for the soldier. Get the soldier. But if I go back a full 40 seconds ago, over here, I would have said, your Rhine died. They used Dragon. You would just start walking here. Just start walking back. Just run. Just book it. Start rocking back. So go for the Mercy first to provide value rather than distraction and potentially force the support to peel, which means you distract 3 or get a kill. No, okay. If you want a hard flank on someone right before a fight initiates, the way I do it is I use my team as bait because I know the enemy team wants to contest my team. So when our team pushes in, that is when the enemy team uses all of their resources to win the exchange at the front line. And they're pumping out all their healing, all the damage, everything, all the resources go towards the front line. If I can siphon the amount of resources they're putting towards the front line into nothing, then your team will win the frontline fight. The frontline duel is the idea. But right here, they're too grouped up for you to do anything. You realize this, but instead of going to your team, you go away and you wait 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 for new opportunities. Hack it because you're there anyway. You wait, you're waiting, you're just waiting. And then you're like, oh, soldier, he's the only one I can go for. That's a self-restriction. Your positioning only allows you to have this soldier as your target. You're not setting yourself up for success by doing this. Oh, beautiful pick on the Hanzo, but it was still high risk, high reward. The soldiers to your back. Oh, that was a risky EMP. I saw the vision though. And now you're going back to hard flanking. You're ignoring your entire fight for a spawn kill. Okay, yeah, you might think that's good. You might think, woo, we got the Hanzo. But like, if I go back, the moment you decide that you're gonna not engage further, you EMP, and then you leave. Right here, you go. And then it's like, oh no, it's a lost cause. There's nothing gonna happen. And then from here on out, you do nothing again until you spawn kill the Hanzo. If we go to anyone else, I guess Reaper here. Reaper could have used you here, man. Reaper goes on the flank. Reaper's soloing this, and you ditch him again. You ditch him again. Your Reaper's the only one holding the front line here. This is risky business, my guy. So now let's see what you're doing. Hard flank. Your Reaper just died. You're doing nothing. Your team right now is down 2. Your team 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 is down 2 players right now. Down 2 players. Still down 2 players. Now it's... Oh, and now they're back down to 2 players. For that one moment where you unstealthed, you had a presence. You existed to the enemy team. They had to divert resources. The Hanzo had to look at you and shoot you. In that one moment, your team had 4 people. And then you died and you made it back to 3 people. That's how you gotta view this. Right now, your team has 4 people. They're playing against 5. You have 4 people. Now you have 5. Now you're back to 4. You're still... And now you're back to 5. Oh, I think you're lagging here, bucko. Oh. Okay, you got the kill. Notice that when you are in the fight, you have impact. This is what I talk about when I say that invis is like a double-edged sword. The more you are invisible, the less value you have, because you quite literally are not interacting with the game. You're not engaging on anything. You're not doing anything. Right? You're down 1. Oh, no longer. For that one moment you weren't. Beautiful, your Reinhardt capitalized. But recognize, if your Reinhardt wasn't right where he was, that hack would have been nothing. If your Reinhardt was just at the front, where they was supposed to be, That would have been an entirely different story. That hack would have done not much. You're kind of lucky your Reinhardt saw where you were and followed up when you did. But it should be the opposite. Your entire team, it's a 4v4 now. It's a 4v4. It's a 4v4. It's a 4v4. Still a 4v4. Like, you abandoned all of your possible value to get one spike in value potentially. The overarching amount of little decisions that you could have done is not worth a spawn camp. Like, in very rare cases, when you know that the person coming back from spawn is going to be like the win condition for the enemy team, it might be worth it. But these spawn camps do not spark joy to me. They might seem cool, they might seem fun, but they're actively making your gameplay worse. No! The desperate Torbjorn swap? Say it ain't so. What if it's a support? What if it is a support? Are they the win condition? Are they guaranteed to be the win condition? If there's no guarantee to it, then how can you guarantee it's good value? Is it worth the 30 seconds you spent to go to them, to kill them, and then walk back? Is that guaranteed worth it? Because that's the issue here. Yes. False answer. It's not. Every single second you spend being active in a fight is a second you could have hacked someone, you could have shot someone, you could have virused someone. So imagine if you only, and this is not the case, if you only had one decision per second that you are doing if you're active in a fight, right? Whether it's translocating, dodging something, being someone in the enemy team's priority, being multiple people in the enemy team's priority, being ready to shut something down the enemy team, all of those possible realities, all of them get shut down because you're not even there. There's not even a possibility of you having an active involvement. Nothing. It's either you get the spawn camp and you die or you live, but either way, you do nothing in the entire meanwhile. And that is always worse. The infinite amount of realities that exist that you're passing up on by having one engagement and then dipping is incredible. But you're not having any like passive value. Right? This is kind of also an extreme. If you right here play to make the Reinhardt worse, your Reinhardt does better, or your tank does better, you know? I can also put it like this, right? I can also put it like this. Soldier does damage, has pressure, shoots your shield, shoots your support, shoots your other DPS. Same with Hanzo. Hanzo plus Soldier is a lot of pressure. A lot of it. And what do you have? You have one DPS, and that's it. You don't have any frontline pressure. You don't have any frontline presence. There's not even the possibility of you making the enemy team's frontline worse. So the only thing you're banking on right now is perfect timing and perfect execution on an execution. That is the only way you can win a fight. There's no neutral. Like, all of that was in vain. That entire flank did not matter because you didn't get the kill. If you did get the kill, at best it'd be a trade because they can still chase you. But like, this is a good example. Right here, you kill the soldier. Nice. And then you still play on your own. Right now, you're playing just 1+4 v5. You're not doing anything to make your team better. You're not really doing anything to make the enemy team worse. You're just trying to, at best, decrease their number to what your team's number is. Because your team is a team of 4. Even if you get the pick off, it's still a 4v4. You playing in a way where it's either you get a pick off or you leave/die, leave so much in the middle, just completely inaccessible. You're never in a position to interrupt when the enemy team does something. You're never in a position to make the enemy team not want to do something. It's just either you kill someone or you don't. And that's risky, especially for Sombra. So now you have EMP. Enemy team does not have a cleanse. You're just looking to touch here. Oh boy. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's good. Okay. I mean, I keep hammering on the same point, but because of the way you play, this is not an escape. Because the amount of time it takes to go to the health pack is not worth overtime. You completely disassociate yourself from a team. You're not part of your team. You're not part of the 5 that plays against the enemy team 5. You're just an individual unit. You're a neutral force. And then your team is a team of 4 versus a team of 5. Let's see. You could have positioned here and then try to get it over the wall. You could have set up in a way where you could have been healed by your own team. You're playing with the assumption that no one will ever help you. And you're also playing under the assumption that you will never help someone else in your team. Like, when you do stuff, it's not bad though, I will say. It's just, you're overvaluing the attempt at getting one instantaneous moment of carry. It's heavily overvalued. Sombra isn't about getting the absolute perfect hack at the perfect moment.